pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop.
And we are back with your Purple Pants Podcast Pitstop coverage of Amazing Race Season 37, Episode 8. I am joined by the multi-talented and the ever so smart Miss Brooke Camhi. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling multi-talented and I don't know, kind of brain dead, but well, I will say I have heard from more than one former racer and former winner this week who messaged me during this episode to say, holy crap, this season is so good. I'm hooked. And I could not agree more. This is like old school, Amazing Race. I love everything about it. I have one gripe, but it's minimal. It's like almost not even a gripe, but what would we be if we didn't have something to say about something?
That is very true. I agree. I feel like I say that every episode. So thank you for taking that from me this week, because I feel like I don't want to beat a dead horse or beat a horse, or I don't know what the saying is.
I hate that saying. It's like full on animal cruelty. Also, can I say, shout out, apparently there is a Discord thread that is about about rewatches. I'm not so conceited to think it's just about us, but somebody tagged me in it yesterday. I didn't know it existed, so I hopped in and people were like, hi, watch this one, watch that one, watch this one. So we're gonna have to go through it all. We're gonna have to see what the votes are, and I'm very excited for our summer rewatch.
Yes, I am too. I think we put a post up this week, so if you are listening, please comment in the YouTube or on Instagram and let us know what season you want us to watch. Now, let me give you some more parameters, because I do appreciate some of the comments. However, if it's an older season, clearly I have not seen it, and which is why it's a rewatch for me. Don't be giving spoilers and telling me why I should watch it. Somebody was like, you should watch this team won. I'm like, okay, well, that's absolutely out. So, but yeah. So
well, then 29 is out because
no, 29 is still on. And I think even someone recommended the Izyah and Survivor season.
It was Izyah.
Yeah. And James Wellington, he actually said he gave a good one. He did say go back to number 1, and that way you could really have a feeling of how things change. So I was like, okay, shout out to James.
Agree. One good, but there's so much that made it better. Like a few seasons in, like they got the kinks out a little bit, and so I like 1. I will do whatever people want to do. I think like the sweet spot is like early teens, maybe. That might be the answer. It might be like an early teen season.
Well, listen, Brooke, we're listening to the fans.
Yes.
We're listening to the posse. So, but yeah,
a lot of fans said 17. 17 is one that I was already looking into. That's a great season. Okay. Won't tell you why or who or what, but it's good. I'm hearing number 10 a few times. I heard 14 a couple times. And then a lot of people are saying 3 and 7. 7, has Boston Rob on it. So we talked about that. But let's listen to the people and do what they want to do.
Okay. So yeah, let us know. Okay. But yeah, I'm excited for this week's episode because it was really good. I had 2 major gripes with production, and we can get into it when we get into it. But I thought that this episode was great. I'll go into my gripe right now. I thought the first half of the episode, dare I say, was too easy. Like I felt like some of the I was like
too easy, but that's fine.
I'm like, oh, you got to you throw a cross over my head, and I get to.
But it wasn't a tap, so I'm okay with it because it was like it wasn't a roadblock, it wasn't a detour. It was go here, do this, go here, do this. It went to like 17 places before they even hit the roadblock. So
so maybe you know what?
Okay,
that's why I have a winner on this podcast, because maybe I was thinking like this is a roadblock or a detour or a task. And I'm like, throw a cross over my head and jump in the water with some men. I did that this weekend. So I was like, that's
just a Tuesday. That's fine.
That's just a Tuesday. Now, the priest wasn't there, but he could. But listen, so
was anyone dressed as a priest?
No. but the water was
I want to have
blessed.
one of your Tuesdays one time. Nice. We don't want to change lives with you for a Tuesday. Anyway, let's start episode 8. We are staying in Bulgaria, which, I don't love, but I'm cool with it because it's different. I'm cool with staying in the same country if you're going like rural to urban or totally different feels. And I feel like we had a different feel this time. And so I'm okay with it. So we're driving 25 miles to Sofia, Bulgaria.
Well, actually, I am with you. Sometimes I don't like when we stay in the same place, but specifically, we stayed in Bulgaria and I loved it. And I will let you know why I loved it when we get to it. But I'm a fan of this. And also, I don't know if Amazing Race first happened. I'll have to ask you when we get there. But I loved staying in the city.
No. I think you might want to pause it for a second because the whole thing just crapped out on you.
So I think it's good that we stay in the same city because you just never know who you might run into.
I know. Oh my God. I think we should invite that guy to the finale party. Side note. Okay. So we're staying in Sofia, Bulgaria, or going to Sofia, Bulgaria. And you have to either go to Lake Ariana or you could do like a little bit of a sidestep and go get another express pass. Herein lies my gripe. It's early. We'll get it out of the way.
Okay.
I've already had an express pass. 1. 2, to have an express pass this late in the race that's good until leg 10 is it's fine. I love the Amazing Race, but still, it seems there are so many other twists and turns they could have chosen from that I don't know why they're doing a second one. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm fine with it, but there's more they could have done.
Now, Anna and Jonathan, they didn't get the express pass. They got the fast forward, right?
Who got the fast forward? No. Anna and Jonathan got the first express pass.
So what did the Dungeon Brothers get?
They got the fast forward.
The fast forward. Okay.
Yes.
Because my only thing with the fast forward was I thought it was so easy. Like I felt like you just gotta walk across some hot coals. Like
no, that's the express pass. The first express pass was that thing with the soccer where both people had to do it, and Jonathan and Anna both did it. They got the express pass, and then they wasted it. Right. The second thing was the fast forward with the Dungeon and Dragon brothers who had to scuba dive, and they got the fast forward, which means they skipped the rest of the tasks for that day and went right to the pit stop. This is a second express pass, so not the soccer thing, but instead you had to walk across some hot coals, which will now give you an express pass to use in a future leg to skip one task.
So who else had the express pass?
Jonathan and Anna from doing the soccer thing way earlier.
The soccer thing was a little more complicated. That's what I'm saying. It's like I felt like, I mean, if you're not holding, it's not difficult. But for holding, I don't know. I just felt like it was a little easy. Now, mind you, I love Alyssa and Josiah. And
same, but it was very easy. I will say Josiah was on my good list this week. I will say.
When is he not?
I gave him a little flack for being like really bad dad jokes, but I was with him everything he did this week. I just chuckled the entire time. So yeah, it was too easy. It was very easy. You had to walk like 10 feet, 15 feet, maybe 20. I don't care if it was 50. It's still pretty easy.
And if I'm going to walk across some hot coals, I'm going to need written instructions. I don't need just some guy to walk across and then I walk across. No, tell me something.
I'm sure
please.
They were told. I'm sure they were given instructions.
I was like, now, wait a minute.
Because you heard her say like,
keep your toes up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I just
meanwhile, Alyssa was all, if I get burned, I get burnt. I don't care. Yes, we all need a little Josiah in our life, but we all need a little Alyssa in our life. These two this week were so fun and a little bit ditzy and just a really good time. So Josiah and Alyssa, who leave at 7:34, go for the express pass because why wouldn't they? They have like $6 million in student loans that they need to pay off because Sally Mae is looking over their shoulder, like sharpening her knife, waiting for payment. The express pass, like you just said, is to walk across like coals that could reach up to 1,000 degrees. They weren't 1,000 degrees. Alyssa is psyched. Josiah, not psyched. Apparently, he doesn't like hot things. He doesn't want to touch hot things. He doesn't want to eat hot things. He drinks warm chocolate. I am curious if he doesn't like to eat hot temperature things, but also hot spicy things. Like I kind of want to bring a jalapeno to the reunion and be like, eat this. I'll give you $10.
He was saying both, but also when he was saying that, I took a mental note to say, okay, when I come to Thanksgiving to meet the cousin, I'm going to bring a salad. I'm going to bring something that's room temperature, okay? Because I have to get off on the right foot.
Oh my God, that's really funny. Bring some ice cream. Just bring something cool to the touch.
Well, I mean, ice cream's easy. I feel like if you make a really good salad, the family will be like, oh my God.
Remember that guy who made that salad? Just kidding. You'll be there every year.
Is that cranberries? Is that dill pickles? Is that goat
Please tell me
cheese?
You're not putting dill pickles and cranberries in the same salad.
It could be good.
Could it though?
Yes. A little crunch, a little sweet savory.
All right. I do like pears in my salad with I like a little spicy and a little sweet. I like a spicy dressing. So, okay, fine. Cranberries and dill pickles.
Okay, random subject of a random thing since we're talking about random food.
Right.
Because I don't be sleeping at night. So, my new obsession
sorry. Side note. People setting up at Coachella?
I told you. It's interesting.
I'll never sleep again.
Now I can send you what my For You page is sending me now, and to my Caucasian listeners that live in the Midwest. I am confused about some of y'all recipes. It's giving.
What are you getting now?
And it's specific to the Midwest, and they're Caucasian, and they're making Jell-O cakes with ham, mayonnaise, cottage cheese, and sprinkling cheese on the top, and they call it sand bread. Oh, although I was kind of curious, I'm curious to know what it tastes like, but it just sounds disgusting. And there's a whole bunch of different stuff like this, and it's specifically in the Midwest where it's they use Jell-O, mayonnaise, ham.
The ham is what's throwing me off. Jell-O and mayonnaise can be in an ambrosia salad. I sort of get that, although mayonnaise and calling it a salad. I make this thing called chip salad, which is just all of the different potato chips and stuff that I have. Because if you call it a salad, it's healthy. So whatever. It's just a bunch of chips in a bowl. But I don't see
a party mix?
Kind of, but I call it party salad, chip salad, so that I feel like I'm eating something healthy. But it's really Cool Ranch Doritos and mesquite barbecue Lay's. I'm just saying.
Okay. Thank you, bro. Listen, I can't do that. Sorry, Brooke, you got to go. Not a chip salad. What in the hell, Brooke?
If you call something a salad, it's automatically healthy. It's you know what? It's if you have a cookie and there are crumbs and you only eat the crumb. There's no calories in the crumbs. If you have a Big Mac with a Diet Coke, the Diet Coke cancels out the Big Mac.
Now you are on to something there.
Logic right there.
Okay, because I definitely, whenever I'm at McDonald's or Wendy's, I definitely get a Diet Coke. It does make me feel a little more petite. Right. But anyway, wait, and also, sorry to be jumping around. We just had a Brice and Win in Austin, Texas, and I got to meet Jackie and Lauren, the Purple Sisters. And they, when I say were everything that I knew, I thought, and I loved. They were so amazing. Jackie and I are the same person. They brought me a gift basket that was all things purple. They were truly the nicest people ever. It was so beautiful. I was trying to contain myself because I didn't want to jump all over them, but I just couldn't believe I got to meet them, and they were so nice. So shout out to Jackie and Lauren. Also shout out to Karishma. She DJ'd our events. We had some amazing race presence in the building, so it was really, really special. So I cannot forget that I got to meet Jackie and Lauren. I was so excited.
Speaking of Karishma, last year I was in Spain randomly, and she was randomly in Barcelona as well. And we, on a whim, just met up, had lunch, toured around, went to some sites, and just this community's so great. She's great. She's fun. So, and I saw your pictures from Austin. It looked like a really good time. Your parties are great. Can't wait for the next one here in New York City. Okay, so we are on the top half of page 1. I'm just saying. So. Okay. Josiah and Alyssa go for the express pass. He's not into it. She walks through no problem. He, to his credit, just goes, I'm at the beach, I'm at the beach, I'm at the beach. Because I got to tell you, when you're at the beach and you've taken off your flip-flops because you don't, or whatever shoes you're wearing, that sand can be so hot. I can't imagine the calls were worse. So I love it. Love it, love, love it.
I didn't get that connection. I thought he was just saying, like, I'm at the beach. It's cool. I didn't think about, the sand is hot mid-July and August. Okay, Josiah.
I liked his way of psyching himself up. Okay, so Brett and Mark leave at 8:10. Jonathan and Anna 8:33. Han and Holden 9:47. Erika and Melinda 10:06. Jack and Carson 11:15. All of them decided they're not going for the express pass. I will say,
smart move, though.
Of course, the first team's going to take it. So Brett and Mark were skipping it because they want first place. Brett apparently is very good at maps. And then he tells Mark, you're going to be passing an airport. And Mark goes, where? And Brett goes, I don't know. Look for the planes. Like, their banter is so fun. I really love them.
I love their arc. I love the fact that like we can physically see that they are a strong team, but because of the things that have happened to them, you just don't know. And like I said before on this season, last season, the season before now, the winners start to reveal themselves now. And what a great place for them to start turning on the motors and really excelling and seeing how well balanced they are. And so I love them so much.
I do too. If they go home next week, I'm boycotting the rest of the season. I'm not, but they can't go home. Like, this is the right move for them to just be climbing and climbing and climbing. Jonathan and Anna are skipping the express pass. Surprise, surprise, Jonathan is upset because if their car wasn't stuck in a ditch, they could have had first place, which means they could have gone for the express pass. And he says the bad luck continues. Woe is me. We're the most unlucky team of all time. No, you're not. Here, let me say two things. Well, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, what's that Charlie horse when the parents talk like wah, 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 wah,
Charlie Brown's teacher?
like, yeah. But also it's like, I love Jonathan because it's like, although he's being negative, I also feel like in a Jonathan type of way, that's how he motivates himself. Also, because we got to talk about Jonathan. He didn't have a hat. It did look like the night before, it did look like he shaved his head because his head was specially shaved. But I definitely peeped Jonathan's glasses this week. They were not the same as last week. And I just love Jonathan's accessories. I just have to say.
His accessories are great. His attitude is annoying me. And this comes from me who complained a lot. And yet still, the point I'm making is this. You are not the most unlucky team of all time. Brice, there was a team that had, I think it was season 21. Someone will correct me. I didn't look it up. There was a team who had their bags and all of their stuff stolen by a taxi driver in the middle of Russia and could not keep going. Also, maybe just don't park in a ditch. Like, it's not like something bad happened to you. You parked in a ditch. Like, this is not
mind you, and also
bad things happen to us. Pay attention.
Yeah, you
don't park in a ditch. Also, you're in third place. I'm sorry. I'm getting hyped.
You gotta also, listen, you have to find the joy in it because also let me put the glasses back on since I'm talking about Jonathan. Also peep how when they was doing the haystack last week, Jonathan kept saying like, you shouldn't have chose this, Anna. You shouldn't have chose this, Anna. I like how this week where he's like, we got stuck in the ditch. No, Jonathan, you got stuck in the ditch. Also, here is reason number 732 why I love Anna. She was driving while Jonathan was having this moment. Anna ain't flinch. Anna ain't look back. Anna Anna was like, listen, boy, shut up. Okay.
I'm convinced that Anna has what do you ear things in, like, so that she can't actually hear what's going on around her. Like, what earplugs, like those earplugs that expand. So she actually, it's not that she's ignoring him. She just can't even hear him. I think that she's living her life with earplugs. But again, we've had my season, someone was medevaced out. Like, bad things are not happening to you. But also, I really love them this episode. So I don't want it to seem like I'm just like pooping on them.
No,
they're hilarious.
Again, I feel like it has taken us 8 episodes to learn the Jonathan language. And this is Jonathan motivating himself. So I love it. It is. I mean, listen, it has to motivate you because if you're coming to number 3, you're doing something right. The luck ain't all that bad. And again, I'm here for the accessories. I cannot wait to see next week what I can peep because it also makes me think. And if we ever get to talk to Anna and Jonathan, I want to know.
We should just call him
Jonathan.
Yeah.
if we ever get to talk to Jonathan, I want to know, did he bring razors? Like, did he bring like how many disposable razors did he bring? Like, and when I'm being so serious, I'm that type of friend that like if you say, hey, I'm cooking something, send me a photo. Or like I want to see and I want to know.
You want to see their pack, you want to see their bag before it's packed. I'm
just so curious. I also, now that we're just talking about it, I want to go to how would I say? Jonathan? I want to go to their house. I want to see Jonathan's like sock drawer. Because I have a sneaking suspicion Jonathan's like underwear is color coded. I feel like
I'm just intrigued. I feel like it would be like mine. All the socks are balled properly. Dress socks are here. Sport socks are here. Ankle socks are here. I can appreciate the OCD side of it. It's really, we parked in a ditch. No, you parked in a ditch, but it's okay. You're a team. You work together. Anna is a hero. Okay, good. Yes. Han and Holden. I like that. Okay, so I like that with the express pass, because at this point, Josiah and Alyssa basically have gotten it. I like that they're not telling you that somebody has already taken it. Like other teams could have gone to try it.
I felt like that's what the Amazing Race wanted to happen, because everyone that read the thing, even Melinda and Erika, they're like, multiple teams can go for the express pass. Baby, I am 4 hours. A team has started 4 hours before me. I am not going for that express pass.
But I am going to go for that taxi. Okay, so Erika. So, okay, so we learn again. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I feel like I'm dyslexic. I'm like self-diagnosing myself, because sometimes I read things, like I see something and I just see something completely different. So I was so with Erika with that. That just was me.
I should say twice here. It should say twice or thrice. That you should always read your clue and then read it again to make sure that you see that's for real. That's a legitimate thing. Read it.
Hi, Bacon.
Read it again to make sure there's not a knot or you're not reading it backwards, and go from there. Okay, so we learn again how I was going to say Jonathan. Now I'm just making everybody.
Yes, I love it. What would it be? Hold it thin.
Honden, I guess, if they're together. Yeah, we're making names for everyone.
Wait, I like that. Wait, Jonathan?
Honden.
I might name my child that. Honden Johnston. I like that. Okay.
I mean, it sounds like a celebrity. Okay. So we learn again how they didn't see each other for 7 years. She was in college. He was in military school. They talk about how they used to bicker. And I really kind of do love how they're bickering this episode. Their whole interaction this episode cracks me up, because I remember, good job, baby. I remember you saying weeks ago that you expected Holden to be like this, have to rein it in, really young, like a little bit immature, all over the place person. But he's constantly the one trying to get her to calm down, even though she wasn't particularly not calm. But their dynamic is beautiful. I enjoy them so much.
I also love when Holden was like, I want her to see me as the equal. No, baby.
Did you notice? Did you notice that as he said that, the way that they're seated, she's seated like a foot above him and he looks way short. I'm like, that is just genius for the production team.
And also, yes. And also, first of all, I love their social media presence. Like, and I feel like it's more Han than Holden, but I don't know. But I guess they were at like an ice hockey game in their hometown, and they got to ride the ice machine thing. And Holden is on the ice machine or the ice
Zamboni.
Cleaner.
Zamboni. There you go. Zamboni.
That sounds like a place. I don't want to go to Zamboni. I'm talking about the ice machine.
Zamboni is the ice machine cleaner.
Girl, no. Why would they name an ice machine a place?
Zamboni is not a place.
Zamboni.
Zanzibar? That's a place.
No, we're going to go to Zamboni. Anyway, I guess Holden is on a Zamboni. Okay. And he's like making it fun. And then Han is, she has her camera. And she's like, the younger siblings always are. Yeah. First of all, Han, the younger siblings are superior. I am the youngest of my mom's children, and I am her favorite. And I would get to ride I
will say the younger Zamboni.
Zamboni.
The younger usually are the favorite.
Did you just snort?
I went.
I thought you were.
Disagree. The youngest are the best, but they are usually the favorite. Okay, so then we have Erika and Melinda, who poor Erika, the way they edited her this episode, poor Erika starts saying, we're hitting our groove, slow is fast, one step at a time. We also learn that Melinda is super competitive and she will cut a bitch to get ahead of them. And I enjoy this so much.
We saw that last episode, okay? She U-turned them. Sorry, Fios brothers, we love you. But listen, we saw Melinda. I know.
She's great. So Jack and Carson. Okay, so this is actually my favorite beginning conversation because Jack says their spirits are high, but they're also delusional. And I crack up. And Carson says that the power of delusion is something that they employ all the time. I think that is the funniest thing I've ever heard. I need to start employing the power of delusion. And you know what? It works. So stay positive, stay in it, kids. And
delusion is a river in Egypt or the Nile.
Yeah,
also, the dungeon, just this episode, if I couldn't love the Dungeon Brothers even more, they stole my heart this episode because what did I say 2 episodes ago? I said, hee ha ha, it's done. Let's lock it in. Let's lock it in. It's time to go Danny Butler on these MFers, okay? It's time to clog up the stations. Thank you, my dungeon
I
brothers.
knew you were going to be happy with what they did. So
I wasn't happy, but I was happy.
Well, right. Not because of who it happened to, but honestly, my gripe of the episode is I had one. I guess I have 2. All right. So Mark and Brett find the clue box first. The route information says pick up a cross from the bottom of the lake filled with chanting men, and the cross has been thrown by a priest. And then you'll get your clue. Okay. It's not particularly difficult, but also that's okay because it's just a route information. It's not even like a task. So I love that it's not an actual task. And so Brett and Mark are in their cutie patootie matching swimsuits. How cute are they? Get into the water, and Brett doesn't want to get out. Like he's chanting, he's dancing, he's loving it. Like they're having a nice time. What?
That was another one of my gripes for this
what?
little.
10 seconds. Enjoy your
time. No. Okay. And what
well, that's just
now, Jonathan, sir. You are not a part of the bromance in the water. You just got us lost in the ditch, and now you're trying to get us stuck in water. Get off of them and get the cross. And Anna, too, because after Jonathan did it, Anna joined it. The way I was screaming at them, like, stop playing.
Did you see Anna wore her sneakers?
And also, that was another thing.
You have soggy feet now, girl. What are you doing? Take off your shoes.
I feel like we might have to give Jeff an apology because Anna and Jonathan, everybody got in their bathing suits. Why are y'all fully dressed in this holy lake? But also, back to Jonathan's clothing outfits. I know we're all off topic, and I know I was like, it's got to be short. Let's give another ode to Jonathan because again, I am hyper focused on Jonathan's outfit. You see, he is deep in the water. By the time they got out of the water, Brooke, Jonathan's shirt wasn't even wet. So that tells me that is like one of those dry fit button up like dad shirts.
Well, or he changed it. He had 52 shirts in his bag. So maybe he changed it.
Maybe, but I'm just telling you, it's one of them dry fit shirts that like can soak up the wetness. And so again, with Jonathan saying like how he is like temperature sensitive, it was like, oh my God, I'm noticing the shirt that Jonathan is wearing. But stop broing out in the water, get the cross and go. Okay, that's it.
Got it. All right. When Brett and Mark finish, they're told to make their way to the Russian Monument Square to find the Klek. What's a Klek? Let's find out. Okay. Also, it very clearly says you cannot take a taxi for the rest of this leg. Read your clue. Read it again. And move on. Okay. So Brett and Mark decide they are going to run as they can. So Jack and Carson are now finally leaving. And they're talking about how they're delusional, which is cool. Josiah and Alyssa have walked across the coals, and now they get to the lake. Josiah says, some might say we're on fire. And I actually chuckle because that's cute.
No, girl, don't laugh at the dad joke now. No, either you love them or you hate them. Oh, can you pass the turkey? Tell another joke, Josiah. Hey, my mom. Oh, sorry, I was at Thanksgiving at my family's home.
Oh my God. Oh, we have to make this happen. Okay, so they're in second place. They go get the clue out of the water, the cross out of the water, and Josiah too is hey. Everyone just have, you know what? I am okay with 10 seconds while you're moving. Keep moving and dancing and hang
that's
while
the
you
difference.
Move. Yeah.
Josiah and Alyssa, hey, but they were getting the cross. Jonathan
is kumbaya with everybody.
He was at a party, like he was at a bar mitzvah. I didn't understand. Like, I didn't know what was happening.
That's amazing. Erika and Melinda then are lost. They reach the end of Erika's map because while she's very good with directions, like internally while they're running, girl can't read a map. So they find a girl on the street, get her phone, and they're back in business. So they're lost for a bit, but then they're back in business. Brett and Mark find the Kleck and then hop on the bus to go to University Central Library. And oh my God, and how are they already at the library? Damn, they're fast. Okay, so they go to the library. They were flying. Jonathan and Anna get to the lake. They seem to be having fun. Take your sneakers off, Anna. You're going to be soggy for the rest of the day, unless she bought multiple pairs of sneakers. I actually bought 2, but I had to get rid of one of them after leg 4 because they fell in the Indian Ocean and they were disgusting. So I was okay with having an extra pair because I got rid of them. Meanwhile, Alyssa and Josiah walk right past the Kleck shop, but Alyssa is the only one I think that realizes that it's actually tagged with Amazing Race 37, which I love that. I love when it's not just a flag or just like a clue box. I like when you have to find something different. Like we had a guy on a train platform with a stripe on his hat. Our last leg had people just in yellow and red outfits. Like that's what you had to look for. I like when it's a little bit different. Also, do you think are there lights in the Kleck shop? Like, is this poor woman in the dark, like underground until people open the door?
A Kleck shop in Philly, we would call it a poppy store. That ain't nothing but
do you have these underground?
No, they're not underground, but they're just like our corner store that we like call poppy stores. And so that's what, in my mind, that's what I was calling a Kleck, is a poppy store. But I loved it though.
Like a bodega.
Like a bodega, right? That's what you would call a bodega in New York.
Yeah. But underground. This poor woman just was like in a hole in the ground. Okay, whatever. She seemed happy. I think it's fine. Jonathan,
she didn't really though. It was
she didn't really. You're right. She didn't.
She didn't really seem happy. She's like, listen, yo, I'm trying to make some money at this Kleck, and these people can't even find a thing. She was like, here.
Gum? Anybody want to buy anything? Whatever. Okay. Anyway, Jonathan and Anna don't see the Kleck marking, walk right past it. Jonathan, however, does find the flag on the door in not too long a period of time, and they are in 3rd place. Brett and Mark, meanwhile, get to the library, and it is a 3rd route information, not a detour, not a luggage roadblock. And it says use a cipher to translate from Cyrillic to English. Okay, so I love a cipher. Like, this is a Brooke challenge. Give me a puzzle, give me a cipher, put me in a room and make me escape. Like, this is my jam. I am so into this. So Brett and Mark are having trouble, but way less trouble than other people will have. Mark jokingly asks, is this thing open or something? And goes and flips it and immediately sees the key is on the back. Okay, so at the same time, yeah, this is, I definitely, don't know where I have it. Anyway, at the same time, Han and Holden are at the lake and retrieve the cross in 4th. Melinda and Erika get to the lake, and we learned about Melinda's husband's family, are Greek Orthodox, so she knows a little bit about the customs, which I love the 90 minutes because even just little tidbits of information make me like love the teams more because I've learned about them. And then we're having a lot from Melinda this episode, I write. And so I write at the bottom of my page, they're going home. Like, I just assume it's too much information from Melinda. We're learning too much about their family. And what is this? Like 34 minutes in, I'm like, they have to be done. I don't know why, but I'm feeling it. That's what I think the edit is doing to me. So when Erika and Melinda finish at the lake, Erika misreads the clue. And she thinks it says you must travel by taxi for the rest of the leg. But it says you cannot travel by taxi for the rest of the leg.
And for me, it is that little da-dum-da-dum that Amazing Race does when they like you're doing something wrong. It's like the we have to find that for our sound bite for the pit stop because I need that every time.
You're gonna play it all the time. I say something stupid. I love that so much.
But okay, so also here's another gripe, and I'm gonna just go out and say it. I really do feel like production should have stopped them. Like you should have not. You should know. Don't let me get all that far. If I'm no, you should say no. Because
I would play that soundbite for you right now because I could not disagree anymore. But that's the game, man. Read your stuff or you get penalized. If they had shown up anything before last, they would have had a penalty. They would have had to sit there and they would have lost. That is the race. Why would production stop them?
I just feel like if you're at a vending machine and it only takes pounds and you put $1 in, the vending machine isn't going to work. So I just feel like, I don't know. If I were Melinda Erika and I got to that man and Phil said that, I would have been cussing my sound and people out like, yeah, I just
no, they won't say anything to you.
I don't care. They would have got cussed out.
Direction. That is a rule. You can't ask them for help. They will not help you. That's the way to keep it fair. Like they're basically flies on the wall and they won't tell you, which is fine. But no, this should definitely have been a penalty. The only question I have is would they have had a 30-minute penalty for every cab they take or had one 30-minute penalty? It doesn't matter. And I would probably guess it would have been one 30-minute penalty. But long story long, she read the clue wrong and they go and immediately she finally gets to take a taxi. Womp womp. And they find a taxi. Okay, so at the library, Brett and Mark are leaving in first. And it says, make your way to the Museum of Socialist Art for your next clue. Again, just stop over, grab a clue. Love this. Josiah and Alyssa are showing up as Brett and Mark leave. Okay, this is where Josiah and Alyssa just warm my heart. They are looking for a book to decode things. But the thing is, they start with Josiah being like, we've trained for this. We do escape rooms. We've got it. We're great at puzzles. They're looking for a Cyrillic to English dictionary. They're searching the shelves. Alyssa's climbing the ladder.
And when Alyssa climbed the ladder, and Josiah was like, I was looking at that too. There
is a huge book in front of you, open to a page, and a cipher at every seat for you to look at. But okay, let's leave them here for a minute. Han and Holden, immediately after finding the Kleck shop, get back on the bus in fourth place, and Jonathan and Anna get to the library. Josiah says, do you maybe want to work together? I won't be mad if you say no.
Let me put my glasses on.
Jonathan's not having it.
And this is, although I love Alyssa and Josiah, and obviously if that were me, I would have worked with them immediately. But I love how Jonathan says like, and then they see it, and I love how like I don't think they saw us. Lift it up and over. This is what I want to see.
Me too.
Because listen, it's been a little too kumbaya, and I love the kumbaya, but I also love when it's time to get down and dirty. What does Christina Aguilera say? You want to get dirty? You want to get rowdy? So all the naysayers that was on Jonathan saying all that negative stuff. Oh, aren't we glad that Jonathan is how he is? Because
I actually really enjoyed it. He's like, are they looking? Tell me when they're not looking. Tell me just, Anna, when are they not looking? I'm just, and you know what? I would have been the same way. Do it, get it, and do exactly what they did. I actually love what they did. They did it. They got it. And then in a thought of strategy, because they might need help in the future, and this other team has an express pass, and maybe we could use it. And goodwill is always good. We're at the front. We're not fighting for last. They decide they're going to go back in. And I know I have a lot of favorite moments of the episode, but I really love this one where Josiah's like, did you get anything? And Jonathan goes, have you, maybe like, did you like flip it over? And then they walked out. It was great. It was so did you think maybe try, did you flip it over?
This is what I mean when Jonathan's, right? Because actually I hated that part because it's like, I liked it, but I'm like, your whole point was to go in there and help them, right? Like Jonathan goes in there and okay, wait, I am cracking up because I think I'm in love with Jonathan because he is the funniest person now that I'm thinking about it. When you rewatch the episode, they went and got their bags and stuff. And before he said anything, Jonathan made sure they had everything. Mm-hmm. And so the second that they could say something, they were out of there. But I just was like, well, Jonathan, if you're going to help them, don't play with me. Well, we did kind of, if you try looking underneath the thing.
I love that. I thought it was great. I think that's how you play. Be ready to go, be out the door and be like, look under the thing. Boom. Like,
here's another thing. I just also want to give my girl Anna some credit. And when I say that, like, why I love Jonathan and Anna together, because again, when Jonathan's going off, Anna just driving the car. First of all, Jonathan, he talking about, oh, we gotta go out to this. How about you direct Anna? Okay, Anna just driving.
No, you never. I don't think he ever does that. She's just going. Like that's the beauty of them. Like
it's like right.
I just really enjoy them.
It's like Alyssa and Josiah when they're getting frustrated, and obviously Josiah is getting frustrated, Alyssa's getting frustrated, and they're like calming each other down. I also love how
frustrated, like their frustration
Alyssa was getting
like
a little
2 on the scale of 10. Like,
but still, like Josiah was like, "We're going to get this. Like, we're going to get through this." That wouldn't have been me. I'd have been like, "Ah!" But I also am very the same, but different. Jonathan with Jonathan and Anna, when Jonathan realized that and immediately went into like whatever, Anna didn't flinch. Anna didn't like, for me, I would have been like, what? Like, I would have made a scene, and the way Anna just like locked in and was like, okay, what's up? Let's go. Like, Anna, that girl. Okay.
I love them. Okay. So anyway, they solve it. They're in second. Then they help Alyssa and Josiah, who get it quickly after that, and they're in third. Meanwhile, Carson and Jack are at the cross diving thing, having so much fun with the dancing men. And we learn a little bit about them now. We learn how they met. And this actually is my favorite behind the scenes story of the episode. Jack wasn't out of the closet? He wasn't out and proud yet. He sees Carson dancing the exact choreography to Lady Gaga's Born This Way, to which he said no straight man would know how to do this. And they have been best friends ever since. Like, Carson was Jack's example of queer joy. And I love that they put that into the show because, I just feel like the representation, exactly. And their friendship is just so pure and so good. And their bond is just, I just love them. And I love how they support each other. It really is truly beautiful. And yeah, I liked learning that backstory because it just makes you, I mean, it's a little weird for us because we've met them and I've gotten to know them a little bit. So I feel like I know them. But for the average viewer who hasn't gotten to meet them, like stuff like this will get you to just have a better understanding of like the well-roundedness of the team. And that's a good story to put. Good use of the 90 minutes.
Absolutely. And even for me, it like their quirkiness, they're like the dungeon, and it lends more to painting the photo of who they are and how they're playing the race. And I love it. Like, I love it.
Although it's a little bit too much with the explanations about the story about Frodo. Okay, well, that's fine. Whatever. Super nerdy, still love it. Okay, so they get on the bus to the Kleck, and in the coincidence of the month, it had to be a coincidence. No,
hell, I need anybody that's listening. Has this ever happened? And like that was so interesting. I thought of Myrna and Shmyrna, because if I were them, I would have been like, you feel like taking a ride with us? You feel like, and I loved, again, why I love my Dungeon Brothers, because for me, I would have just been like, so good to see you. They utilized that time because in my mind, I know from you being there, Brooke, that like when you stop and talk to people, you got to get what?
A waiver signed.
Now, how smart is that? Because I'm sure you ain't have to get a waiver for him because his
also you're on the bus, so you can get it while you're on the bus. But yes, but he's already been on the show, so probably not necessary. I will say, wait, what will I say? What was I gonna say? Ooh. Anyway, for anyone who didn't watch it, the guy from the woodcutting challenge was on their bus, and he tells them what a kleck is. He says a kleck is like the position of kneeling down. I think he could have said it's like a storefront that looks like he could have given a little more information, but what a strange, fun coincidence. This is what I was going to say. You can't take him with you for the rest of the leg. There is a rule.
I thought they can't help. They can't help.
Well, he can help. So there was a team God, I think it was Danny and Oswald was the name of the team. There was a woman named Fern. This is belovedly known as the Fern rule. Way back in season early. We could do a Danny and Oswald season. They were on twice. They were a good, you'd enjoy them. They're actually, I'm going to look up their season numbers. They had this woman named Fern who basically ushered them around an entire leg of the race. She hopped in their cab with them, became the third team member for the leg of the race, and got them, I believe, first place in the leg because she took them everywhere they needed to go and was with them. Their subsequent rules are you cannot bring someone with you. And in fact, you cannot have someone lead you places. You can have somebody tell you where you're going. And in theory, you can lead somebody places. Like when we were in Chicago and I was yelling at people like, hey, where is such and such? And we had people being like, oh, I'll take you. And I had to be like, well, technically you can't take us, but we can walk this direction. If this is the right direction, we can walk it while you tell me, where we're supposed to be going. So they couldn't have taken this guy with them, but he certainly could have like gotten off at the right stop and pointed them in the right direction or told them what a Kleck shop actually is. But still loved this coincidence, was a big fan of what happened. Okay. Back at the library. Erika and, not back at the library. Erika and Melinda are still using a taxi. They walk past the Kleck shop 4 times. They finally find it because they go find some girl, and Erika looks it up on the phone. And she's like, oh, it's right
Melinda
here. And
said 75, though. Melinda did say 75.
And in a little tongue-in-cheek moment, the Amazing Race shows has Erika say that she's really gotten good at reading her clues. And I think not good at reading the whole clue, but what are you going to do? They're just messing with her at this point. The editing of this episode was just so funny. And I'm sorry, Erika. I'm sure you're watching and I apologize. I don't mean to laugh at your expense. I love you guys so much, but the editing was funny. Okay. Library.
And then
the sound effect.
Yes.
Okay. So we already have Jonathan and Anna and Josiah and Alyssa done. So, okay. So can you make me bigger for a second?
Yes.
I this is it. I like this one. I saw it. I felt it.
Hold on. I don't know why it does that. Boop. Okay.
Hello. My name is Brooke Camhi. I was on season 29 of The Amazing Race, and welcome to my TED Talk. If you were lucky enough to be one of the contestants on The Amazing Race and you get to a challenge and you're like, I don't understand how this works, just lift things up, turn them over, see things from every angle. The answer is in front of you. Like, it will not be in some Cyrillic to English dictionary on the top shelf with a ladder outside a window. Like, it will be there. Shake the shit out of something. Just do whatever you can to see what's going on, because I will tell you, it will be on the thing in front of you one way or another, or in your direct sight line. It's not as hard as some of these teams were making it, but look at everything from every angle, and I guarantee you it will help you with the task. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I'm mad.
Yeah. So, Han and Holden find the library. For some reason, I don't know why, because he can do everything. I think that Holden is going to solve this in 3 seconds.
So I feel like the same thing.
Military training school has taught you how to read a cipher. I don't know. Now, this is different than any cipher I've ever read, in all fairness. So, like, they're not all the same. So I get that. But I thought he would have picked it up immediately.
I didn't know you read ciphers. I thought you rap ciphers, because I know a rap cipher. You want to rumble with the B, huh? Throw a Holden in the back with Anna and Jonna Lee. But I just knew Holden was going to have done something in his military time that he was going to be able to read this. But I also wasn't mad at Holden telling Han, like, listen, let's write everything down. You're trying to solve the math problem without the math equation.
But honestly, I think this is one thing. On leg 1 of my race, my partner told me to calm down. And I'm like, you don't tell someone to calm down, they're never going to calm down. But also, I don't think I was particularly worked up at that moment. There were moments, but not that moment. Right.
Take a second, breathe.
See, that's annoying me even now. And I'm breathing. But like, I get Han's annoying. Like, I'm breathing, dude. Like, you don't have to tell me to breathe. I promise you I'm breathing.
Han so this was like, right, like I'm pretty sure I'm breathing.
I'm breathing. Like, what are you talking about? So anyway, he's like telling her to calm down. I probably would have been like, shut the beep up. Like, I'm breathing. Let's move on. I got it. So, yeah.
I feel that, because that would have annoyed me. But I also liked how, in the heat of it, Holden kind of reeled it back in and was like, I don't feel like you're working with me. Like, can we work together?
Their communication is great, actually.
I was
even
like,
when
that
they're
actually, I was like, oh my God. When Josiah's cousin and I get into an argument or something happens, like, I'm going to be like, future husband, like, let's work together. I love that. It was the way that he reframed it that I really think kind of like brought Han back in.
I agree. I think it's rare to find somebody who in the heat of something going on has the wherewithal to step back and say, look, okay, we need to think about this differently. Like, that is a trait that Holden possesses that I really, really aspire to possess as much in my life as possible. So while they're bickering a bit, Brett and Mark get to the sculpture garden, which tells them to go, not a thing, just to stop, which I love, tells them to go to the Central Military Club. And I realize we're halfway through the episode and we've been so many places and there hasn't been a roadblock or a detour. And I love that. We've been so many, pick this up, go there, do that. Very season 5. So Erika and Melinda get to the library at this point. Melinda goes, what's a cipher? Erika goes, I don't know. Melinda goes, oh, here. Erika goes, what's that? Melinda, I don't know. Like, their back and forth was just so fun this episode. I'm saying they're going home. So Carson and Jack also walk right by the Kleck. Race blinders are real. Carson, however, eventually spots it, and they're in last place. Josiah and Alyssa are finding the sculpture part. Mark and Brett find the roadblock, and it says, who wants to step back in time? And I get so excited because I love when a team lasts long enough in the race to get to the challenge.
Hold on, wait, girl. Hold on. Tell it to the people.
Hello. I love when a team lasts long enough.
Welcome to my.
But this is not really a TED Talk.
It is though, because you always say it, and sometimes we don't always get to see the teams when they get there. TED Talk.
Okay, fair. Oh. Hello, welcome to my TED Talk. This is more of just a feeling and a thought and a love. I love, because I always say, if you last long enough in the Amazing Race, you will find a task that's made for you. I sang opera in college. We got to sing in Italian on a gondola in Italy. Mark is a trained dancer for a living, and here comes the dance challenge. I actually wish it had been significantly harder, but not only does he look super adorable in his costume, and I wonder if he got to keep that hat because it was fabulous. This is the challenge that's made for Mark. They did, however, have a live band, and I'm thinking to myself, these people are going to be winded. Like, it was also the guy playing, I want to say the fiddle, but it wasn't a fiddle.
The little like that.
Looked so much like my super, like my old building super, that I was like, is that Florin? It wasn't, but whatever. That's not important. But Mark gets there. He trains for 5 minutes. Brett's getting it on the side and doing like a little side dance while it's happening. So Mark's training. While that's happening,
Mark ate down though, and also Mark was on the season finale of Drag Race,
looking fabulous and getting a lot of screen time.
And Josiah, even though he is not on social media, he posted a video of him dancing with it. Like, I just love them. But Mark ate down. Mark.
Done. Clue. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so back at the library, Han and Holden are struggling. Han is not breathing, but she swears that she is. Erika and Melinda are there, and they've gotten nowhere with the cipher. They've agreed to work together. Remember that. They have agreed to work together. Because here come Jack and Carson. Now, I think they're immediately going to get this. I feel like Dungeons & Dragons has its puzzles and its problem solving. Jack immediately flips it over. Good for you. Erika and Melinda walk out to check on their very, very wrong work.
Oh, Erika. Oh.
Can you make me big for a second?
Oh, absolutely. Because,
my name is Brooke, which you know at this point. I was on season 29 of The Amazing Race. Welcome to my TED Talk. If you are on The Amazing Race and you're at the back of the pack with like 2 other teams fighting for last to stay in the race, just don't leave. Don't walk away, because unless you know 100% that your answer is right and you're getting out of there, do not walk away, because someone, Holden, is going to stab you in the back. Because thank you for coming to my TED Talk. what happens as soon as Erika and Melinda leave is Holden sees Jack flip the thing over. So these Judases decide to then team up with Jack and Carson and say, no, we weren't working with them. We didn't tell them that. We don't, who are Erika and Melinda? I don't even know people with those names. Like, what are you talking about? We're not working with them. We're working with you. And the two teams both solve it. And then.
But wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
We got to talk about Erika and Melinda's attempt. And again, I think you said
I didn't even write it down. It was like a Q, an X,
girl, when
an
Erika
E,
was up
period.
here saying Q7 T B 3. I said, girl, is this bingo?
And the guy goes, no. She goes, I didn't think so. But what
I'm not mad though.
While you were giving that wrong information is the other two teams have colluded against you. There is a little bit of a. Go ahead. I know you're not mad. You wouldn't even help. Yeah, no, I get it. But okay, I while this is happening, I'm saying Jonathan and Anna get to the sculpture park and head to the roadblock. But not important. Han and Holden get the cipher clue fourth. Holden wants to wait for Carson and Jack to get it, and then he wants to help Erika and Melinda by saying flip it over. I say that's better than nothing. No, but hear out my thoughts, because I know you don't agree with this, and that's okay. Holden tells Carson and Jack, I'm going to help Erika. Carson and Jack don't stop him, but they wouldn't have done that, and neither would Brice, and frankly, I don't know that. But you know what? Carson and Jack, here's the thing. Carson and Jack made no promises to Melinda and Erika. They had no allegiance there. Han and Holden said, let's work together. And had they not helped at all, I would have been a little bit mad, but I'm not mad. I think they did the right amount of what they needed to do.
Well,
what? Go ahead.
No, too much. And this is again why I love Han.
Yeah,
Holden, they're like, and also I love Erika, because Erika's like, okay, don't just tell me.
Yeah, like what is it?
What is it?
What is it?
And Han's like, well, we'll tell you.
Holden.
We'll tell you the first one.
Holden starts saying, he's like, starts saying the answer, and Han's like,
Han was like,
that's all. The peas and carrots. We can't do anything else. And
we
like,
love
okay,
you,
sorry,
baby.
guys. Like,
but
that's the beginning. Yeah,
respectfully, I got to step on in here as the big sister. She said, Holden, I'm breathing now. Let's go. Before you're not going to be breathing in 2 seconds. I say, that's even almost so sad, but I was like, yes, because you're doing too much, Han.
I could not agree with you more. So, okay.
But we spent 13 years at the military academy, and they're about honor, integrity. And so you can't learn to read a map and not have a heart. So I understand.
Even better, there's a video of Han and Holden's mother now on social media with Han saying, Mommy, would you have been upset if we didn't help? And she's like, I would have felt like I raised you wrong. You guys, if you guys hadn't helped. Like, it's a very cute video where Mom's like, I raised my people right. They did the right thing. And so they say Han and Holden are in fourth, Jack and Carson in fifth. They help Erika and Melinda a little bit. Once they flip it over, they get it in sixth, and they say, oh, we need to find a taxi. Thank God there's a taxi. Let's go to the next thing. Right. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, Mark doing the dance. He masters it in one try. I had the biggest smile on my face. Like, I really hope he stole the entire outfit. And they are in first, and the route information says make your way to the pit stop to the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral. Josiah and Alyssa.
Where your fans at? Where your fans at? Have you heard that song before, Brooke? No. I'm sure Mark has heard it. Where your fans at? Okay, that's just what it's a new line dance. But that's what I just was thinking when Brett was doing it, because I was like,
I love that. I'll go listen to it right after this. So Josiah and Alyssa get to the roadblock. Josiah thinks he'll be good because he's been to, and I quote, a lot of quinceañeras. Totally. I believe they do this dance at a quinceañera. Keep him coming, Josiah. Like, now I'm on board with the stupid jokes. I'm having a good time with it. He gets it in 2 tries, and they're in second place. Jonathan and Anna get there. Anna loves dancing. This is how they met. This is her challenge. She gets it on second or third try pretty quickly. I don't like the fact that everyone's getting it so fast. It leads me to believe it was too easy. Remember a couple seasons ago where Corey had to
remember a couple episodes ago.
Well, also, but like they did that river dance thing. That was like way harder. But this was like, it was a repeated thing. It was a little easy. I think it's probably because they had them go to 400,000 places this episode that they had to like condense it and make it something not so difficult. But anyway, Anna's in third. Okay. This we've already talked about. Fine. So she's in third. They're all going to the pit stop. Boop, 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 boop. blah blah. Not
Han and Holden and the Dungeon Brothers, as they're leaving out, they're trying to find.
Oh yes. So did I just throw away the wrong thing? So they decide the Han and Holden.
Read your notes.
No, I have my notes. Thank you. Anyway, Han and Holden and Jack and Carson have decided they're going to run together to the next thing. However, Jack and Carson decide to stop somebody for directions because they think they're going the wrong way, and Han and Holden decide to keep running. Make me bigger. We have a lot of TED Talks this time around. Hello and welcome to my TED Talk. When you're on The Amazing Race and you're at the back of the pack and you know there's only one team behind you, do not run away from another team. There is still another team. Keep them in your sight. If you don't, there's another task ahead of you. You know you have something else to do. So at least keep this team in your sight, because if you go wrong and you've already helped Melinda and Erika and they get out of there quickly and you know Erika's internal GPS is spot on, you could end up in the back. Take 5 seconds, ask for directions. There is a team behind you. Stick with Jack and Carson because they ended up getting there first. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Hello, my name is Brice Izyah. I was the third boot out on Survivor Cagayan, and this is probably why I was the third boot out on Survivor Cagayan, because statistically, I was thinking I wasn't mad at them darting off. In the event that they went the right direction, that would put them ahead. So in my mind, again, I didn't make the merge. So in my mind, I was like, I'm not mad at this. And even if it leads them wrong, the probability of it being right for them, it could have been really well for them. And just like with Pops and Jeff, if Pops and Jeff would have just jumped on the train, like, you might be right, you might be wrong, but in a race, you got to take a risk if you want.
Well, I agree with that. Okay, fine. Sorry.
So that's, but you're right though. I mean, I wouldn't go too far ahead, but I would just see if they start coming this way, then I could take off running.
That's fair. Okay, sorry. That is fair. That being said, Pops and Jeff were second to last, and there was only one team behind them, so they had to take a risk and go. This, you have two teams together and a third team behind. There's a 50% chance you're going the wrong way. I would not risk it in that situation, but it ended up working out. So anyway, at the pit stop, Brett and Mark are first, and they win $7,500 each. They want to tighten stuff up and keep staying in the front. I am so worried for them next week. Now, I feel like the things that are being said,
too, but
I don't know.
They're reminding me of Kim and Penn. Like, they're reminding me of and Kim and Penn season. This is all of a sudden, they just started hitting home runs. And I think I get my take of the winners emerge at this point from a Kim and Penn. So I'm very confident and I'm very excited for them. Although, I mean, I love Mark and Brett. I love Anna and Jonathan. I love Holden, Han and Holden. I love Josiah, and Alyssa, and I love my Dungeon Brothers. So, I mean, I love everybody. So, and that's why I'm excited for this season, because whoever wins, I'm going to love. And whoever wins, because of the 90 minutes, right? And I don't know, maybe you can tell me this. On Amazing Race, sometimes in Survivor, and maybe even some of the recent seasons, not the recent seasons, but there was a season where the winner to us viewers kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. And so, like, some of the fans weren't happy, but after you meet the winner, you can see like how it would be hard to edit, just how charismatic and lovable and down to earth that he was. What I love about this season, and maybe partly to the 90 minutes, is that everyone has an arc. Everyone has that's left now. And I mean, dare I say, everyone this season had an arc, but like the remaining teams that are left now, we have seen them go through the fire. No Josiah pun intended, but we have seen them.
You belong in that family. I got it. Yeah.
But we've seen it. And so it's like, literally, I'm rooting for everyone.
Same. Okay, so meanwhile, Jack and Carson find the clue box, and they realize they're better off not paired with anybody else. Then they tell some super dorky story about Frodo and Sam being on their own, completing a quest. I don't know. Long story long, they're nerds and I like it. So,
and that also was like very foreshadowing. Like, are they the winners? Like, because to have that, like, Again,
see, I love that's what the race is doing, because sometimes you can just tell people are dominating the whole time and you know who it's going to be. No offense, Ricky and Cipher, but we knew you were winning from day one because you won everything at every leg. I'm just jealous. Like, you guys are, but they're amazing people, so it's cool.
Right.
Like here, like they're I want to say everybody, but Han and Holden haven't been first, but everybody's finished at the top. Everybody's sort of been at the back.
It don't matter
there's no clear winner. And I love that. I love not knowing that.
Yeah.
Who said
because
that?
let me just tell you this. On Ricky and Cipher
said
season, when early on in the season, when they had to be in the street and they had to cook that dish, and when Cipher was like, I'm a chef, I said, oh, they're gonna win. So yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So Phil chimes in now. It's the commercial. And do you have what it takes to win the amazing race? I say, yes, I do. So I'm just saying, go out and apply, people, because it is the opportunity of a lifetime. Then I fast forward the commercials and back to the show. Okay. So Han and Holden find the clue, realize they need to reset because they do have a good capability of like just stepping back and being calm because they're not racing well right now. And they know it in the moment. And so at the same time, go ahead.
The race brain. They got to get out of the race brain.
And Erika and Melinda finally find a taxi. Thank God. Wink, wink. That's not good. And everyone is heading to the roadblock. Okay. So Jack and Carson gets the roadblock and it says who wants to step back in time. For some reason,
if any team were to take this the wrong way, it would be the dragon.
Well, but I started thinking about it because they're at a military academy. So like maybe military history, but it's not. It's a dance. So Jack says he's going to do it. He regrets it immediately because he's not a dancer. Holden's doing it. Melinda's doing it. At the same time, Alyssa and Josiah and then Jonathan and Anna check into the pit stop as 2 and 3 and back to the roadblock. Jack does exactly what I would have done and exactly what I did do in the finale of our season. We had 40 seconds to change a tire. And when I knew I messed up at the beginning, I was like, next, start it over. And like, so I don't want to waste the whole 40 seconds not getting it. So when Jack messes up, he goes, stop, start it again. Like he's out. He's not wasting his time doing the whole dance. He says, nope, I'm starting over. Which I like. I'm for that. There's no rule that says you have to do the whole thing before you're going to be told no.
The only thing that I will say that, it was a bad mistake, but sometimes,
they're not giving it to you on the first try with a bad mistake. If this were try 17, I'd be like, keep going because they're going to get more lenient. But on try 1, he knew he was wrong. He knew he was getting X. I like that he stopped.
X mark and Brett that. Okay.
On the 17th try. Oh, the poor. Okay. So
shout out to Ernest. We love you.
I know. Hey, Ernest. Hey, Bridget. Okay, so Holden messes up but immediately gets to try again. But Jack at this point has actually gotten it on the second try and they're in 4th place. Holden gets it on maybe try 3 and they're in 5th place. And side note, I also love this judge. He's like extra huggy and extra fun. And he seems to be having a good time. Melinda gets it right away, I think, on the first try because her husband's Greek Orthodox and she knows this kind of dance moves. And they're in last, unfortunately. But it doesn't necessarily look like they're going to come in last. But we all know you've broken the rules. Tisk, tisk. Shame, I know your name. Like, I know. So at the pit stop, Jack and Carson are 4th. Han and Holden see Phil. Erika and Melinda see Han and Holden, so it's close. And at the pit stop, Han and Holden are 5th place and have the most awkward high five of all time, but I love them because they're weird. And Erika and Melinda, even though they would have had a penalty anyway, so it didn't matter, come in last. They are proud of each other. They love each other. Their relationship has grown. And I, of course, tear up because when do I not? And it was really a pleasure talking to them about their time on the race. So if you haven't gotten to see it, take a gander at our exit interview with Erika and Melinda. There are definitely tidbits that I didn't know about that they shared with us, including things about injuries that Melinda had and issues with her eyesight and so on and so forth. So take a listen. You'll learn something new. And then we learned that next week they are going to Naples, Italy, where they have to ball up some mozzarella and make a pizza. I hope it's harder than it sounds because that sounds pretty easy.
I'm sure it has to look a certain way. I'm sure there's going to be some toppings or something, but
make a pizza. How about make the ladle that puts the tomato sauce on that pizza? Make a pizza. Okay, maybe it'll be hard.
A ladle is too easy. Who can't make a ladle? But yes, I'm loving this season. I almost hate the fact that it's like coming to an end soon. I don't want it to
That's
come
all right.
to
We got a
soon.
summer rewatch coming, and you'll get to see a whole new season for the first time, and I'll be seeing it as if it was the first time again, because I think we'll go back to something early.
Okay. Well, listen, I can't wait. This is always the bright spot in my week. We thank you so much for listening. Love to hear from you. Make sure you subscribe to the Brice Izyah YouTube channel and give this a listen and a watch. And we'll see you next week. This has been your Purple Pants Podcast Pit Stop coverage of Amazing Race Season 37, Episode 8. We'll see you next week for Episode 9.
Bye.
It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You better listen in public, might make your stomach hurt. Ooh. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to unwind, you better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to get your snack, you better hurry right back though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple Pants.